Hello my friends, it's Ranger Russ from the Meggs Point Nature Center coming to you from New Hampshire. I am on the Ammonoosuc River, and I probably pronounced that wrong, but this is a cool river. The campsite that we're staying on is right on this river. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so let's take a look. This is an absolutely gorgeous river. It's not really cold today. It's actually pretty nice. But before I even went to the river, I was going to start out in the middle of the river, but I saw this. If you look, you can see on the rock here, and if you look underwater, let's see if I can turn the gimbal here and show you. On the rock there, oh, there's a little fish swimming by, and over there it's stuck to the rocks. These are a hollow little tube made of sticks. And that's a caddisfly. They build this little thing for their larvae to grow up in. Super cool. They attach themselves to rocks and logs. I'm not sure. Striped dace. Can't see. They're really quick and tiny. So I'm having a hard time telling what kind of fish. Yeah, that looks like a striped dace. It's a freshwater fish. Really cool that they're here. See, I'm out of the current, so this is a little place where they can rest, away from the current trying to pull them and move them around. All right, now let's go. Let's take a look quickly on the bank here. You can see this grass, as I rub against it, it actually almost cuts into you. So I used to call it razor grass when I was a kid. When you run through this, it can cut you up. I'm not sure what the scientific name is, or another name might be for it. But I always called it razor grass. All right, we're going to move out into the river. Let's see what we can find out here. I've seen people fishing out here. I've never seen them bring anything in. Now it's actually not cold. I'm kind of surprised. This is like most New Hampshire and Vermont rivers. You get a lot of the water coming from snow melt, so it's really cold. If you saw my program this afternoon from the basin, that water was freezing cold. And one thing I didn't mention doing that program is that those cuts in the rock have been being cut through there since before there were dinosaurs. When these mountains were first formed, that's when it first started to make those cuts. All right, let's pan up and I can show you that is upstream. That's actually a little footbridge or a snowmobile bridge up there. People put little cairns out in the water here. And now let's pan around and I'll show you downstream. So that is absolutely beautiful with the sun is setting off. See if you can see the sunset. It's in the trees right there. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk down the river and see what kinds of things I can find. Make sure my mic is still going. I believe it is. Let's see what we can see in the river. Now, I did a program on the Salmon River, and if you want to see the past programs, you can go to meggspointnaturecenter.org's Virtual Learning Center and see all of the other programs that I've done. You can also go to Meggs Point Nature Center's YouTube channel and see the program, but I talked a little bit about rivers when I did the Salmon River program. And what you really want to look for in a healthy river, if you look, you see the ripples and then you see pools, so they call them riffle areas and pool areas. This river is pretty consistent. Trout really like to have those riffles and pools because they'll go out into the riffles to hunt for food, and then they move into the pools to rest and circle around. and then they'll go back out into the riffles. So they're moving in and out of the riffles and the pools. This is a much smaller scale. It's not as deep as the Salmon River in Connecticut. It's nice and wide though. And again, the water is beautiful today. Really enjoying it. Another thing that I like to look for when I'm moving down a river or walking around in a river like this, I like to look at the rocks. Now, just on the surface, the rocks are going to get an algae and they're all going to look like they're the same color. So it's a little bit tough. You really got to look around. But you can sometimes find a rock that's a different color that doesn't really fit in. Something like that. I just saw this. Okay. And sometimes you're going to find marble. A lot of times, though, it's going to be a quartz. And this looks like a quartz right here. A nice milky quartz. Now, if you look here, this is a good example. So this brownish color, that's algae. That feels nice and slimy. And it looks like something rubbed against it, and that's the color of the rock right there. I'm going to move into the shade a little bit so you see this a little better. Okay. So you can see that slimy coat covers all of the rocks and makes it a little bit slippery. But if you turn a rock over or move it, you're going to see the real color of the rock. So look at that. Here's some, that looks like a lot of quartz in there. That looks like a type of a granite, I would say. Okay, let's see what else we can find in here. There's another white something, but it doesn't look... Yeah, I guess that is the same. That looks like it's got some green algae growing on it. All right. So these rocks can come from upstream. They're going to get washed down. There's a nice slate there. Lots of different colors, but again, you really need to move the rocks and turn them over. Another thing that happens when you start moving the rocks is you're going to disturb animals. There are lots of insects like those caddisflies that are living under the rocks. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this. There's a bit of a reflection on the water. But sometimes when you lift up, there goes a fish, another fish swimming by. When you lift it up, you'll see insect larvae moving away from the rock that you just moved. Water's not deep here, only just over my ankles, so this is a pretty shallow part of the river. There are deeper parts. This is not really a place that you would want to go swimming. Let's angle it up again and show you how beautiful this river is. There's a big piece of, let's see what that is. I think that's another, yeah, there's another quartz. Maybe tonight if I find another big piece like this, I'll clean it up and I'll do a program from our campfire tonight and I can make this rock glow. So I'll see if I can find another piece of quartz so we can do a glowing rock show for you guys. All right, now that one is not a quartz. There's a white one. That looks like it could be a marble. That's too hard. I'm not sure what that one is. Lots of granite. So we had a little bit of rain this afternoon, but it didn't last very long, cleared up, and was gorgeous. Up on Franconia Notch, it was amazing because you couldn't see it. It was all cloudy and everything, and you could just watch the clouds blow away as the day went on. All right, let's see what other things. I have never seen any large fish in here, and again, I've seen people fishing but never caught anything. I really think the fishing is more just a hobby in this river because it's just a fun thing to do. Let's see if I can show you downstream again. This is beautiful. I hope that you guys can hear the water running. I'm just gonna let you listen for a little while as I walk. Oh, there's a rock. This attracted me here. It's like a broken piece of a toilet. It looks like porcelain. That was disappointing. Oh, maybe this is a big piece of quartz. No. We'll find you another quartz, and then I can make rocks glow tonight. So if anybody's looking for a place to get away, up here, Franconia Notch, Mount Washington, it's a pretty awesome place to hang out. And they actually got some snow up here this year, which I didn't see a lot of in Connecticut, unfortunately. This is just, I could just stand in this river for hours. Perfect temperature. Nice water flowing by you. Somebody says it looks peaceful, Sally. It is definitely peaceful. The campground's pretty empty today too. I was surprised. All right, here's a look at that rock. Let's turn it up so I hope that green shows up the way it's showing up for me. Greenish blue, that really stood out. There's a cool, and then again you can see on this side, because the algae's growing on it, it's hard to show up. And there's a little, what is that, a deer fly on the top there? There's our little biting friend. They like to bite you. There it goes. All right, this is the way I get out of the river over here. So let's head over there, see if there are any more plants to look at on the shore. I'm amazed that I have reception right now, because when we first got here, was that Monday? Oh, there's another caddisfly on the rock there. You see that? Now most of the time actually, they're on the undersides of rocks, so you don't see them that obviously, but I'm seeing them all over the place here. To really search to find them, but this doesn't look like it'd be very hard to find them at all. All right, what do we have over here? Looks like a dogwood of some type growing here. Dogwood have those, I think I talked about it in another program, one of those really distinctive veining in the leaf. Looks like it could be a red stem dogwood. Not all dogwood grow into trees. Actually, most of the native dogwoods are more of a shrub than a tree. All right. Okay, someone's commenting, I am a fly fisher and visit this area often. It is a beautiful area. This watershed also reaches Long Island Sound. I wish I saw this live. I would enjoy experiencing with you. You're actually watching it live. If you're still hearing me, this is live. And yes, that's a very good point, that most of the watershed, well, I shouldn't say most, half of the watersheds of New Hampshire and Vermont end up in Long Island Sound because they drain into the Connecticut River, which eventually flows into Long Island Sound. So if you think of it this way, somebody polluting a river in New Hampshire or Vermont could affect New Yorkers on Long Island. That just shows how much we are all connected. All right, that's our way out of here, but I'm gonna sign off here because you guys don't want me to see me slip and slide back down, although you probably would enjoy that. I hope that you're enjoying this on my vacation. I wasn't able to do as many programs as I wanted to do, but there's a few programs I got in here, and we'll see, we may even be able to do one tomorrow. What town are you in? This is Twin Mountains. There's another name for it too. But it's north of Franconia Notch, south of Littleton, and all right. Yeah, Mount Washington is to the east, Littleton's to the northwestish, north, Franconia Notch is to the south. About 45 minutes, actually, yeah, 45 minutes to Franconia Notch, about a half hour to the Mount Washington Road if you wanted to drive up it, and I guess an hour from Conway. All right, well, I made it up the bank and didn't fall back down. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Reminder that next week we will be doing the programs at 11 o'clock only. We won't be doing the 2 o'clock programs. But if the Nature Center doesn't open up doing the programs at 11 and 2 when the school season starts. Signing off from New Hampshire.